And so we then get on a bus from Brightway in St. George, Utah, and we go down to Las Vegas. We drive to Vegas to get on a plane. Now they gave us very specific clothing to wear. We couldn't wear anything else. It's just kind of it's almost like a prison transfer or a prisoner transfer. We had to wear white shirts and blue shorts, and they gave us like flip flops or like little kind of like really light gauge like house shoes with maybe like a thin rubber sole on it, almost like socks with a rubber thing on it. Anyways, that was so that once we got on the plane, we could get identified and recognized in LA. And then once we got off the plane in LA, people were there to receive us, and we waited for then the plane to fly to Honolulu. And then we flew to Honolulu. And once we got off the plane in Honolulu, there was another group of people waiting to receive us. And that group of people waiting to receive us had another kid that was on their way to go to Samoa as well. So this is an interesting part of the story, because that kid was extremely escorted to Honolulu airport. And what I mean by extremely escorted, he had these boots on that the people that were bringing him there put on him so he couldn't escape. And these boots looked like big ski boots, like Frankenstein big ski boots, kind of. And actually, they had little metal things sticking out of the side of them, like Frankenstein bolts sticking out of the side of these boots. And those boots, come to find out, would deliver a shock to him if he tried to run away. So not only were they heavy so he couldn't run away, but if he did run away and they couldn't catch him for some reason, they could shock him with a button and they'd get him. So this is the kid that we met in Honolulu. To get then on the plane to go to American Samoa was our first destination in the country of Samoa. And American Samoa, this will be a cool story. Well, I don't know if cool would be the right word, but interesting to say the least. When we got off the plane in American Samoa, which is a little bit of a bigger airport than Western Samoa. Cat, shush. So anyways, American Samoa is a little bit bigger of an airport than Western Samoa. Not quite a big, huge international airport, but it's a pretty decent airport. And when we get off the airport when we get off the plane in Samoa, American Samoa, there's this guy, and I'll mention his name because he was pretty cool, actually. And I will refer to him actually as just the Samoan genie. Okay, that's what he referred to himself as. So he was the Samoan genie. And if you're just joining, Samoa is in the South Pacific. This is an island. So here is, well, maybe I won't mention his name because I know his son and I don't want to make him feel any kind of way. But we'll just call him the Samoan genie. And he's waiting for us off the plane, and Samoans are giant, and his belly is big, and he's sitting there with his arms like this on his belly, and he's wearing like a sleeveless shirt, a lava, which is basically like a wraparound, like I don't know, probably something familiar to the Western world would be more like a beach wrap, like a woman's beach wrap, like a material kind of wraparound. And that's what their traditional garb is, even for men. They wrap that around their waist, and that's their pants. So he's sitting there, sleeveless shirt, hands on his belly, lava, no shoes, or maybe if he had shoes, they were really worn out sandals. And his first words go, "You boys for the program?" And he did not look official. to me, that was not an official looking person to receive us, to take us to somewhere where we don't know where we're going. Here's like, what is this kind of thing, you know? So, but there was nobody else. So we're like, yeah, obviously, you know. Oh, by the way, the one kid that I went, it just dawned on me. The one kid that I went to from LA, Las Vegas to LA with, and then from LA to Honolulu with, tried to run away in Honolulu. He was able to kind of get away, but then the people that received us were able to find him. So, little side note. Not the kid that had the Frankenstein boots, the other kid that came with me, and we didn't have Frankenstein boots. So, back to the Samoan genie. We didn't know what else to do. I mean, here's somebody that says he knows what we're supposed to do. So okay, let's go with him. So we did, and we had to go through immigration. Okay, pass our passports. I don't even know if I should say this, but in immigration, there were bribes. I don't remember if it was immigration or customs that was an envelope and a bottle of wine, or if it was the other that was an envelope and maybe it was just an envelope. But I know there was a bottle of wine in an envelope in one, and then something else at the other, you know. And we were just okay, stamped right through, you know. So that I remember thinking that's kind of suspicious. Why would this dude be handing the immigrations and customs people, for all intents and purposes, bribes? You know, like that happened. So now we're out of the airport. Oh, that was what was really crazy about it too, because everything that went through customs was not our stuff. It was all other stuff, like in cardboard boxes. I had no idea what it was. I could not say for sure, but it was not our stuff. We were told that our stuff was going to be on a different plane and all this and all that. But when we went through customs, there were a lot of cardboard boxes that were bribed through customs. And we were basically bribed through customs, you know?